Okay. We are now streaming live to Facebook, to the Mass Media Tribe group, and I'm also going to record on my computer. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. Lights, camera, action. We have a very exciting guest speaker today, all the way from Los Angeles. Sheila Mac has had over 40 media appearances in just in the last month. She's been blitzing it, been on TV, podcasts, all over the place. We're going to hear her story today, and she does have a phenomenal story. So I cannot wait to hear from Sheila. And if you don't feel that your story is as amazing as Sheila's, it's okay, because the media cover all sorts of stories and your X factor is your story. Okay. So please don't compare yourself to Sheila. Sheila's, you know, she's done her thing and she's doing amazingly, and she's taking action, huge action on what she's done. She's got a book out called From Bootstraps to Brass Straps, and has an amazing formula, Boots formula as well, that no doubt she will share with us today. However, before we get to Sheila, I would love to hear from others on this event today, and we will get around to you, and I'd love for you to share, everyone who's on the live Zoom, I'd love for you to share your name, what you do, and what you would like to get out of tonight. And also, as a bonus, 3 things you're grateful for. Now, the 3 things you're grateful for are in line with the Global Good News Challenge, which is happening currently. The whole idea is to lift people's spirits and reduce depression, anxiety, and suicide rates in the community. We started the Global Good News Challenge in June, and we've had different challenges every month. And you can start the November challenge. It's just a 5-day Facebook Live challenge. You can start anytime between now and November 6th, which is tomorrow here in Australia. So anytime between now and November 6th, you can start your 5-day challenge, and it's just sharing your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and a piece of good news. Okay, so we'll go with that format here. Your name, for those on the Zoom, your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you want to get out of tonight. Okay, that's our good news for tonight, what you want to get out of tonight. But before I do, I'll give you a little bit of background before I come around to you. Let's just give you a little heads up so you can prepare what you want to say. A little bit of background on Mass Media Tribe events. My name is Aldwyn Alternay. I am known as the Media Queen. I've actually been running Mass Media Tribe Meetup events now for 2 years, since 2018. We had a whole lot of physical events we were running in Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And since COVID, all the events have gone online. So with the physical events we used to run, we did them at the Quality Hotel in Mermaid Waters, and we've done them at the Manly Hotel in Brisbane. And with the physical events, they're about $10 to $15 roughly to attend. And the whole idea was to help people get their message out to the masses for a very low cost, which was covering some of our costs. The $10, $15 was covering the room hire, etc. And for a very low price, basically free, people could come and hear from amazing guest speakers sharing their knowledge about how they put themselves out there and about their stories. So we've had events about Instagram marketing, about video marketing. We've done all sorts of amazing events with some phenomenal guest speakers. They're very grateful for everyone who's attended Mass Media Tribe events in the past. And now I'm doing the events every 2 weeks, roughly every 2 weeks. It's not the same time every 2 weeks, okay? It's the times do vary. Usually this event is on from 7 to 9 p.m. Queensland time, although now with daylight savings times, we're moving it earlier. We're moving to 6 to 8 for most times. And today we're doing an earlier one because of Sheila's time schedule in the US, because right now it is past midnight. Is that right, Sheila?
It's late here, yes.
Yes, past midnight for her. So that's why we've done an early event today. So that's a little bit about the Mass Media Tribe events, and we do have a group on Facebook and Meetup. You're welcome to join us there. We are very supportive of our members. We encourage you to connect and support each other, to share your links on the live events. Anyone who comes on the live Zoom event also has the chance to win great prizes. We do prizes at the end of all our events, and everyone's usually a winner baby at the end of these events, okay? And I might have to line up that song, I think, and do Everyone's a Winner Baby at the end, because that's normally what happens if you stay on till the end on the live Zoom. And if you are watching this on Facebook, you are welcome to still come and join us on the live Zoom if you would like. The event is listed in Eventbrite, or it's listed all over Facebook. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been, but it's been everywhere. Or just if you're in the Mass Media Tribe group now watching this, just go to the events section, register in Eventbrite. We've opened up registrations till the end of the event, which is going for another hour and a half roughly. So registrations are open till the end. And once you put your details in the order confirmation, you will get the Zoom link to join us directly. Okay. And actually I might just pop it under this live stream as well, so make it easy for you in just a moment. So let's hear from our amazing people on our live Zoom. Welcome, welcome, Ranger Nick, Jax, Lily, Glenn Collins, Donna Arnold, Sheila Mac. Welcome to all of you. Who would like to go first and share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of this event today? Who'd like to share? Just put your hand up and share.
I guess I will then.
Yes, Glenn, good on you.
My name is Glenn. I'm a filmmaker, trained and by passion. So I still haven't found a job with it yet.
It's just hard. Sorry, Glenn, it's just hard to hear. Can you just speak up a bit?
Right. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm a filmmaker. My passion
Filmmaker.
is television. Because that is my dream goal, to drive up the film industry in Australia. I'm very, in light of what's going on this year, I'm very happy and grateful for, I gotta say, good entertainment, my mum, and chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love chocolate.
It's been like another second best friend this year. Of course, we've seen each other for a while.
Yes. Yeah, beautiful. So Glenn's a filmmaker, if anyone missed that. He's a filmmaker and based on the Gold Coast. So you're near Movie World somewhere there, are you, Glenn?
No, I used to live close to there, but I moved just a bit more northern up to Beenleigh.
Okay, great. So Beenleigh, not that far from the Gold Coast, about half an hour north of the Gold Coast, actually between Gold Coast and Brisbane. For
Yeah,
people
practically Gold Coast still. I still work there.
Okay, great. Great. Awesome. Yeah, Beenleigh, actually, when I was working at the Gold Coast Sun newspapers, our distribution used to go for Tweed Heads up to Beenleigh. And Beenleigh is still considered part of the Gold Coast. And then
but the papers are now produced in Brisbane, I believe.
Yeah, the Courier Mail is kind of centralised. News Limited is centralised. A lot of changes in the whole media world the last little while. So, so fantastic. And you're a filmmaker, and you are grateful for your mum and chocolate. And what was the first thing you're grateful for?
Oh, well, was it our entertainment or
the entertainment industry?
Entertainment industry, yes.
Yes.
The entertainment platforms as well, because the platforms that this year have really been a testing of our usage, you know, and we've gone to, everyone's really changed their platforms for everything like this, as you can see. Yeah, I even had to do some classes this year via Zoom as well.
Yes. Yes, beautiful, fantastic. And what do you want to get out of tonight, Glenn?
I just want to be able to meet new people and see what you guys are like, because I'm always looking for people to network with.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just
fantastic.
Just learn new things. Try.
Fantastic. Well, you're not just meeting any old new people here. You've got extraordinary people on this Zoom call here. So you are meeting some amazing people here. So thank you so much for joining us, Glenn. And thank you for going first. Good on you. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. All right, who wants to go next? Who wants to share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you want to get out of today? Who'd like to share? Just put your hand up. Yes, Jax, over to you.
Hi, my name's Jax Lily. I'm the word whisperer, and I like to help people leave behind their legacies. I'm very interested in Sheila's story, so this is what I'm wanting to come tonight, because I thought her story sounded amazing. Things that I'm grateful for is my family, and I'm also grateful that I have done everything on my bucket list, and I have left behind a legacy, which is my writing work, and I'd love to help other people leave behind their legacy, because I know it's really changed some lives. So that's me. So thank you, Sheila, for being here today. I'm really interested in your story.
Fantastic. That's awesome. And what else are you grateful for, Jax?
I'm grateful for my family. It's I don't have any family in Australia except my immediate family, so it's always grateful to have family. I've become a grandmother, so I'm really excited about that.
Oh, congratulations.
I know, I'm a young grandmother, but yeah, that's been a real blessing. And yeah, so I'm very grateful that the type of work that I can do, I meet so many people, and I just love hearing people's stories. It's one of my passions. I did come to Australia from France when I was very young. I learned how to speak English. I got dumped in school, didn't know a word of English. So when I did learn, it was all of a sudden this fantastic way of expressing myself. So writing has been my gift. I have got a master's degree in writing and literature, and it's just been my passion. But to hear people's stories, probably what I love the most. Everyone's got amazing lives and stories to tell.
Absolutely. Fantastic, Jackson. I know you do too. You're one of our members of the Mass Media Mastery Program. So thank you so much for being here. In fact, our other members here with Ranger Nick and Sheila are also members, so all in the same community. And that's, for those that don't know about the Mass Media Mastery Program, all the details are on my website, aaexpos.com. You can check it out. And now we'll go to someone else. Thank you so much, Jax. Who else would like to share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, Ranger Nick, and what you want to get out of today? Over to you.
So I'm Ranger Nick. I'm a celebrity bush cook. I've made the tally a few times, and I'm just about to go and sign a contract with What's Up Down Under. So Paul Burke's Step Outside program and things like that. I've travelled, gosh, almost all over Australia doing expos, shows, demonstrating. I generally refer to myself as an edutainer. So I think laughing's learning. So I like to have a lot of fun around the campfire and educate people about cooking outdoors. Nothing like the taste of charcoal and ash in your food. It's a great seasoning. One of those hidden experiences. So I'm the author now of 3 books, and we're about to release a 4th publishing, which is quite an exciting book. In fact, there's been a recipe a week, on the radio with Danny P. Hoyland on the Great Weekend and now Bremer Radio, sorry. So there's 5 to 6 years of recipes all put into one book. Some of those have YouTube links and all that sort of stuff, so you can look at all that sort of stuff. So there's YouTube channels, there's Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. So 10 years ago, I was, well, I guess I can just say just a dumb country boy. And I had this opportunity to have a go. A bloke that runs big expos and things throughout Queensland mainly said, mate, look, would you mind coming and doing some demos for me at these shows? And I just said, well, if you're stupid enough to stick me in front of the general public, I'll have a crack at it. So that was over 10 years ago now. And yeah, I've built up quite a following. It's quite flattering at times. I've never seen myself in this position. I've kind of always been a labourer. At least until I fractured 2 vertebrae when I was around about 28. So I went back to school, learned how to read and write and do an assignment. 28, I'd never handed an assignment in. How's that for form?
Wow.
Yeah, I know. You'd be loving this. Donna. But so, as I said, now I've produced books. I've got online training programs, educational DVDs, all this type of guff. It's been a great road of learning curve, that's for sure. And I guess the things I'm grateful for is, one, that I'm Ranger Nick, so that sort of fell into me lap. So I've been trying to make the most of all of that, and I'm now trying to get to the next level, of course, which would be media and television. So I'm going okay with that. So that's one of the things I'm grateful for, is the position I'm in. I'm grateful that I don't have any debt. That's great. So it's I don't need a lot of money. Money doesn't really interest me that much. I just want a happy and healthy life and the love of my family, which is another thing I'm grateful for, especially being the baby out of 10. So it's wonderful to have such a loving and caring family. 6 sisters, it's a bit hard not to, isn't it? The ladies have a lot of love in their heart, don't they, fellas? And the third thing I'm grateful for is where I live here. The property that I live on is just beautiful. There's very little noise, apart from the wildlife and things like that. And we live quite self-sufficiently out here, about 30 k's out of town on 1,500 acres. So absolutely beautiful block, and I'm most certainly grateful for those things. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what do you want to get out of today, Ranger Nick?
Well, today, I'm not really sure, because my PA dragged me in here and said, Aldwin said you should probably get involved with all this. So I haven't done any homework. I have to apologise for that, Sheila. I do usually like to do a little bit of homework, but I just haven't had time. I've been running around outside, with the pump and on the slasher, and you know what it's like. I was actually heading up the hill on the dozer when you yanked me in here and said, you better come and get cleaned up. So, that's how that's all come about. So to be absolutely honest, what I want to get out tonight, and much like Glenn, it's great to meet people, connect, find out. Actually, that's quite interesting, your story, Glenn. We'll might run into each other someday and chat about that. There's some documentaries and things I've been working on, so that I might be able to pick your brain and get you involved with that, hopefully.
Hope so.
Yeah. Well, we can talk further about that. So it'll be interesting. I won't go into it now, but I'll talk to you privately about that sort of thing. So I guess Sheila, yes, I'm a bit like Donna too. Jax. Is it Jax? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. I'm a bit like that. It's a bit the same, just good to meet people, network, and I'm interested to hear Sheila's story. I am interested to hear how she got where she is and how she's going and all that sort of stuff. So good on you, Sheila. I'm interested to hear what you got to say. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ranger Nick. Thank you very much. And remember, please pop your links into the chat, your Facebook pages, websites, events coming up, so we can support you into the Zoom chat. Or if you're watching this on Facebook, pop in the chat wherever you're watching this right now in the Mass Media Tribe group. If you are seeing it there, then please pop into the chat there as well. Any of your links so we can support you. Thank you so much, Ranger Nick. Okay, who else would like to share? Donna, how about you? Yes.
I apologise for my wriggling around. My back is killing me and I really shouldn't be sitting after the adjustment. So I've had to stand up. Yeah. Hi, I'm Donna Arnold, and having a passion of travel. Just a quick story. Ever since I was 6 years old, I've had this can't think of the word, in my head, mantra in my head: get paid to travel, get paid to travel. So I was going to be an air hostie. That's how old I am. And then I found out at 14 by one of the ladies who was actually a couple of years older than me, who was already started training with TAA. And she said, you can't. And I said, why not? She said, you're too short. My world was devastated, absolutely devastated. I was 2 inches too short, Duck's disease. So that was the end of that. So I ended up, last year started a travel website. I've been a consultant as well for over a decade. So I did a travel website until COVID said, no, you're not doing that. So anyway, into admin. I've always fallen back on admin, 20 years of office management and admin. So that's what I'm doing now. And I offer small business owners to come in and look after their admin so they can focus on their niche and focus on their sales, focus on the business instead of in it. And if they don't want to commit, but they still need help, I can sort of consult and organize and work out what needs to be done just to make it flow for them, and of course be there in the background if they need help. So that's a consultancy as well on that side. My passion at the moment is I have a networking group which I've only just started, so it's at the beta stage, brand new, so really super cheap. Members who join get to and stay as a member get to continually pay the super cheap rate instead of when the price goes up, theirs doesn't. So we network, we meet, sort of have the base on Facebook in a group there, the Visionary Business Hub, and we network at the moment once a week. I want people to, I believe small business owners need help. They need help. And then the further, the more, we help each other with tips and business things and meeting each other, the better we'll be. So like you, Aldwin, as I said earlier, it's the same thing. We need to help each other. We need to keep moving forward. So that's my goal. I love it when two people sort of go, oh, I have to meet you. I need to talk to you, to talk to you after, later next week. I'm going, yes, I've achieved my goal. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what I'm about.
Thank you, Donna. And 3 things you're grateful for really quickly.
2 things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I found a chiropractor today and I went to her. She's brilliant. And I'm grateful for life at the moment because I've had some major upheavals, and I reckon it was that Mars in retrograde, whatever it was.
Venus.
And, so I'm grateful that things are sort of coming out
Mercury.
of that.
Mercury retrograde.
Venus, whatever it is. Yeah. I love astrology, but Mercury. Okay. So I'm grateful that that's the end of that. So looking forward to positive stuff, and of course, naturally grateful. I've got 5 grandchildren, and they're all healthy, 2 sons, and they're all healthy. So always grateful that, and they're great people in the community, which is so important to be part of a community. So I'm really happy about that. And Sheila, last minute invitation by Aldwin. I'm still, as always, I'm always hoping to pick up tips, business tips and things like that. So I'm sure you're bound to fill up. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Donna. So you're obviously another very young grandmother as well. You don't look that old either.
Yeah, my oldest is actually turning 14 in a couple of weeks.
Wow. Amazing.
The baby is about 6 months old. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, you've done your bit for the world, that's for sure. Amazing. Yeah. As far as procreating anyway. And then, fantastic. Thank you so much, Donna. And Sheila, would you like to do an intro, even though we will be hearing from you later?
Okay, yes. So I'm Sheila Mac, and I am so happy to be here. I am all the way over in the United States, and I met Aldwin through the Tony Robbins group a long time ago. And just when my book was getting ready to be published, I found her program, and I thought that's exactly what I need to get my message out about my new book. And so I did join her program. And I am a mother of 6 children. I adopted 3. 3 are mine. They're all college age and above. And so I have, that's like my first and primary job, I guess, is mom. And then I have a new puppy, so I'm mom of the puppy now too. Through my life, I've had lots of ups and downs, which I'll share a little bit more about later. And my book did get to bestseller. And through all this work and learning, thanks to our media queen, I was able to actually get close to 50 interviews and started my own radio and on-demand TV show through NBC here in the US, and it goes all over the place. And so I am having a blast with all that.
That's amazing, Sheila. And that's a fantastic testimonial you've just done for me there. Thank you so much for that. Is it okay if I use that little segment there for marketing?
Of course, yes. And what am I grateful for? I am grateful to be able to connect with friends around the globe. This is such a beautiful blessing. Our universal pause has many gifts, and this is one of them. And then I am definitely grateful for my beautiful family and my incredible friends.
Absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful. Fantastic, Sheila. Now, your voice was just a tiny bit soft. Was it soft for anyone else, or is it just me? It was a little bit soft, yeah. So maybe if just come in a little bit closer. All right. Can you just repeat that again, please, Sheila? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You know? Just kidding. Just kidding. It's all good. It's all good. We like to have fun. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Sheila. Now, I'm going to present a little segment now. Very quickly, I'm going to fly through this. I know some of you have seen this presentation before. I'm going to fly through very quickly because we want to hear more from Sheila. However, it is a good refresher. If you have heard this before too, I would like you to keep an open mind because I never know quite what's going to come out of my mouth anytime I present. So you may hear something new. You might hear a golden nugget as I'm presenting. So I'm just going to share my screen now. Here it is here. Share the screen. Can you all see that? All right. Can we see this? Yes, you can hear me all right. Beautiful. All right. So welcome to the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. For those who have just joined us and wondering what the hell we're doing, you are at the Mass Media Tribe online meetup. And I'm going to present a short segment now on how to gain free publicity. So Sheila has just mentioned that she's had 50 spots. Last time we spoke a week ago, so it was 40 spots. So obviously, you know, you must be nonstop in with the media at the moment, Sheila. It's unbelievable. So that's the kind of thing we do. We help people get seen, be heard, and be known. And a lot of that is getting clarity around your message and what you do and what it is that you want to promote. And this is how I work with people. There is a journey that people go on when they want to start putting themselves out there in the media. And you might feel right now that you're at this point in my rocket ship model, I call this. My rocket ship model, this is the journey that people go on, is you start out and you feel like you're the world's best kept secret. And in fact, all celebrities out there, I've interviewed celebrities like Charlie Sheen, Hugh Jackman, Jewel, Cyndi Lauper. I've had the great fortune as a journalist for many, many years to interview some amazing people who are known as celebrities, but once upon a time, they were the world's best kept secret too, right? And the thing is, they followed their passion, they kept at it, they kept putting themselves out there, and they have worked through the journey. So you start out here, you're the world's best kept secret, and you think, right, it's time to do something. And so you make a start, and 50% of anything you do is just starting, right? So start, you say, right, the time has come. You draw the line in the sand, say, right, I want to start putting myself out there. It's time to step up with my message, even if I have a whole lot of fear around it, right? Which fear does come up, and you're either coming from love or you're coming from fear in life. And the way that the powers that be want you to live is in fear, okay? The way the media, the mass media want, traditionally how we've had the media have wanted people to live in fear. And so it's important to get conscious to how we do life and the messages that we consume and what we take on board, and also the messages that we put out in our social media. Because what's happening now is, out of the 7.8 billion people on the planet, there's 3.8 billion active social media users now. So that's about half the world's population are active social media users. So journalists are looking to social media every single day for story ideas. So what you share on your social media is really, really crucial. And I know several people have been picked up for stories from posts that they've done on their social media. So you make a start. You might come along here. I run workshops if you want to find out more too. I do media workshops, helping people get publicity. I have a mass media mastery program, which you can find on the aaexpos.com website. If you go to the services there, you make a start. And the start is often in just deciding you want to do something, choose. And then what happens is you start to put your message together, you get clear on what it is you want to put out there, and you start to make some steady progress. And you might get some runs on the board, get some local media initially, and you'll build your confidence in getting yourself out to bigger media. And then before you know it, soon you're shooting for the stars, you're going for national television spots or for major podcasts, you're shooting for the stars, and then you're getting some major runs on the board. And if you build relationships really well in this rocket ship process as well, between the steady and shoot stage, is you build relationships with the media and your contacts will come back to you wanting to interview you again, or wanting to give you guest spots on radio, for example. I've had many times I've appeared on radio and have been interviewed, and they've loved it so much they've asked me to come back. Or TV. I was on Ticket TV. I've been back on twice. They want me to come back again, right? So this happens. If you come across well in your media interviews, if you come across with that passion, as you can hear, I'm talking with passion now, and you can't fake passion, right? You either have it or you don't, right? You either love what you're doing or you don't. And if you don't love what you're doing, then I suggest look at doing something else. And next thing you know, you are a star, right? That's the journey that people go on. Now, there's certain keys to success that you will need on this media journey. Now, passion, I've talked about passion already. Did you know that 1/3 of all people die by the age of 65? 1/3 of all people. Isn't that crazy, right? And I've had actually about 8 friends that have died in the last year. And out of those 8 friends, 7 of them were under the age of 60. So passion, having that passion is really, really crucial. Purpose, what is your purpose? I think we're all here for a reason. You're 1 in a billion just by being born. What is your purpose? Get really clear on that before you go out with your media campaign. And then how you package that up is really crucial as well. How do you package up what you do? And there's certain ways to do that too, where you get the media's attention. And I do recommend in the package section that you have a press release, you have good visuals, and you have a good pitch. And you have 45 seconds to get your pitch across to journalists. You've got to be snappy with your pitch, right? Because journalists are busy people. They talk fast, like I do sometimes, right? I talk fast. Hopefully you're keeping up with me. As a journalist for over 20 years, you have a sense of urgency about you because you're constantly on deadline. It's go, 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 go. And so you need to be conscious of that when you want to have a journalist do a free story for you rather than pay thousands of dollars for ads. It's important to be conscious of what a journalist is looking for. And that means coming up with a good newsworthy angle that they're going to love and package it in a way it's going to make their job easier for them. Okay, profile is the next key to success. When people Google you, what are they going to find? Are you Googleicious? Isn't that a great word, Googleicious? Are you Googleicious? When people Google you, are they going to see consistent messaging, consistent branding? What sort of brand awareness have you got out there? So profile is really important. When you search Aldwin Media Queen, you will find me all over the place as Aldwin Alternate Media Queen, right? On Instagram, I've got Media Queen TV on YouTube, Aldwin Alternate Media Queen Facebook page, I'm on LinkedIn, all over the place you will see that branding. People, knowing the right people, connecting with the right people. You're on an event now where you're connecting with people on the live Zoom, or if you're watching this on Facebook, it's very important to nurture and build great connections, have amazing people around you. Did you know that 95% of your happiness or misery comes from who you choose as your life partner? So they say, right? And I would suggest also that who you choose to have in your environment is also incredibly crucial as to how you do life. If you hang out with negative people, you are going to feel negative. You hang out with positive people who are up for what's positive and what's possible in life, then you will feel more positive and you will be uplifted by that. So choose your friends very carefully, and the people that you connect with in the media as well. You want to build those relationships, and there is a whole art form around that. Process. There's a process to getting free publicity and getting journalists to write about you for free and give you millions of dollars worth of free publicity, which is all possible. There's a process to it, and I will show you the process in my next slide after this. And then propel. Once you get your media coverage, it's important to make the most of that and to share that far and wide, so you make the most of that. And, you know, tag the social media, tag in your social media the media outlets, the journalists, build relationships with those journalists while you're propelling your message as well. Now, there's an awesome media magic formula, and I have this in the shape of a magic wand. And here's my magic wand here. We have the magic wand at hand, and this shows that anything is possible for you. And the A of the awesome steps is to articulate your story. This is the very first place to start, articulating your story and being clear on what it is you want to promote. Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to promote a service? Do you want to promote a message? Do you want to promote a charity? Do you want to promote a new product, a book maybe, or something you're doing, an event coming up? What is it you want to promote? And then what is the story behind that? What's your personal story? Why are you passionate about that thing? Okay, so what I stand for example, I stand for truth in the media. I stand for good news in the media. Truth and good news. Truth and good news, why? Because people are sick of the lies, right? People are sick of the lies, one thing, right? And why do I stand for good news? Because the world needs more good news, because I've had depression in the past. I've had 4 friends take their own lives by the age of 45. And there's about 1 million people a year worldwide who take their own lives. And I believe if we have more positive news out there, we can shift the way that people are doing life. Because if you believe everything you hear in the fake news and the mass media, mainstream media world, if you believe all of it, you will absolutely end up depressed and potentially suicidal if you believe all of it and take all of it on board. So it's very important to be objective with what you're looking at, to really have a look at things and research into things. Don't just believe everything you hear. Question everything, right? Do your own research with everything. I'm also passionate animal lover. I stand for animal welfare as well. Why? Well, I saw a sheep that I befriended when I was 6 that got slaughtered in Turkey in front of me, right? That's part of my animal story. So there's often a story behind why you're passionate about the thing you're passionate about. So sharing those stories, the media love that, right? We love stories from the beginning of time. So getting to the stories behind why you do what you do is really important in this first step. And then working the angles around that. So look at some current angles that are currently in the media around your topic, okay? And news.com.au is a great website to look at if you want to get some ideas on news stories, or go to Google News. You'll see the kinds of stories that are being covered right now. And the thing is to think about an angle that you can work in with what is currently out there on your topic right now. And then elevating your profile. In this step here, we will look at doing a press release. We look at some relevant visuals that go with your press release. And then we look at how you pitch that, okay? And as I say, you've got 45 seconds to get your pitch out. There's certain times of day that are good to pitch for certain media as well. So elevate your profile is that step, when you really package up what you do and you get it out there. And then when you're getting it out there too, how can you startle the media with what you're doing? Now, PR stunt king Richard Branson, he's expert at this, right? He dressed in a wedding dress to launch the Virgin Brides venture as an example, right? What can you do that's a bit outrageous, a bit out there? Now, Ranger Nick, he did a Curry for COVID campaign recently for Father's Day, and he dressed up in a turban. He had the camp oven outside. And if you want to see those photos, they're on websites online, in media as well. So, you know, what can you do that's outrageous and out there, right? And it's fun. Also have fun, because the media don't want to just educate people anymore. They want to entertain. How can you bring more fun to what you do and entertain with what you do, right? And you don't have to have an out there personality like some of us do here, right? You don't have to, you know, just share from the heart. Share from the heart with what you do. Everyone has their own style, okay? So owning your power is about building confidence in yourself so that you can master interviews, right? There's certain things to do before, during, and after interviews to make the most of your interviews. And then the E of the awesome steps is to then explode your impact and use social media effectively to then get your publicity out to the masses and really build those contacts, nurture those contacts, and be grateful the whole way along. And once you do all of that, you will have certain benefits, and these are the benefits will come from the publicity you gain. And it may not happen with just one media spot as it did for Robert Kiyosaki. Now, when Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, when he appeared on Oprah on the 27th of April 2000, at the end of the 1 hour show, it was 3 years after he put out Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Oprah turned to Robert Kiyosaki at the end of the 1 hour show and said, "Congratulations, Rich Dad. We've just sold you 1 million books." Now, at the time, he was making $5 US per book. Okay, now that was one media appearance that took his whole life and business to a whole other level. Now, obviously, Oprah is huge media. However, the fact is, even if you appear in your local media, you are reaching hundreds of thousands of people. And if you think about it, really, with your business, you don't need hundreds of thousands of clients. You know, depending what your average dollar sale is and what your lifetime value of a customer is, etc. You might only need 100 or 1,000 customers, even, or not many. You don't need hundreds of thousands of clients necessarily, right? So, you just want to be able to get yourself out there to the point where you can build your fame. So you are known as an expert in the industry. You'll build your fortune as well, because you'll be able to charge more money for what you do. You'll have celebrity status. You'll have that expert status, charge more for what you do, and then you will have more time and life freedom, and you will be able to leave a legacy as well. Every single time you do any media coverage, you are leaving a legacy. And as Jax, I can see you waving your hands there, you do a book, that's leaving a legacy as well, right? Jax is a book specialist. So absolutely, this is, you're leveraging yourself by getting media coverage. Now, I do have the Global Good News Challenge that I launched in the height of COVID, launched in June, and we had a 7, 14 and 21 day challenge in June. In July, we had a 5-day challenge. In August, we had an 8-day challenge. We had Good News Day on the 8th of the 8th, 18. September, we did a 9-day challenge, Facebook Live challenge. And October, we did a 10-day challenge. And now we're keeping it really easy peasy for you. No excuses, 5 days only for November. And you can start anytime between now and November 6th, which is tomorrow here on the Gold Coast in Australia. Anytime in the next 24 hours or so, you can start a 5-day Facebook Live challenge. And all you do is on your profile or in the Loving Life group, you just share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and a piece of good news. Okay. And all the details are pinned to the top of the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page. Please like the page, check out the other good news challenges. They always leave you feeling good, right? It takes about 3 minutes to do this. So I don't want any of these excuses that you don't have time, right? Because that's rubbish. It's like saying you don't have time to brush your teeth, right? If you don't have time to brush your teeth, a dentist once said to me, he said, only brush the teeth you want to keep. Right? And he said it takes 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes. Some people 2 minutes. So I don't want to hear any excuses, right? If you want to see more positive news out there, then be the change you want to see in the world. Share your good news, share your gratitude. You will feel amazing for it. You will feel amazing. It's absolutely free to be involved in. If you want coaching around confidence, around putting yourself out there, then reach out to me. There are some other options there. Just share from the heart. It doesn't have to be perfect, and particularly with technology, anything could happen at any point. So don't worry about perfection. Don't let perfection get in the way of progress. Now, if you want to know more details on how to gain free publicity, I do have a workshop coming up. This will be potentially my last workshop of this format ever, because I'm changing the whole way I'm doing things moving forward as of December. So things are shifting. This could be the last workshop ever. If you are a current member of the Mass Media Mastery program, you get free access to this. So please hop on if you can make it. It's $47 plus booking fee. I will give away 2 tickets today on this event at the end for anyone who stays on the live Zoom. 2 tickets to this workshop will be given away, and details are all in the Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook and on Meetup if you'd like to know more about that. And the Mass Media Mastery program, which Sheila is a member of, we'll be hearing from shortly. If you want to find out more about that program or have any questions, just reach out to me through my website, aaexpos.com. If you go to services and the drop down Mass Media Mastery, you will see the current offering with the Mass Media Mastery program. And at the moment, I do have a crazy offer where if you join now, you will get lifetime access to all future updates of this program, which is insane. That will definitely be changing. I've got new business coaches on board and they have said, no, can't keep doing that. No lifetime access. No. So they've said no, but at the moment it's yes, because we haven't launched that yet, right? So at the moment it's still lifetime access. Okay. I do listen to my coaches sometimes. I'm sure you do too, right? I sort of grab the bits I like. Yeah, I'll use that bit, or I won't use that bit. The world is your oyster, ladies and gentlemen. It really is your oyster. And I do believe in the power of one, and I believe in you. May your flame burn bright and light up all those around you. Thank you so much. That's my little segment on how to gain free publicity. And I'd love to hear from you what you got out of that. So I'm sure some of you have heard a little bit of that before. What did you get out of that? What are you taking on from that? And for those that haven't heard it before, or what's something you're going to take on board from that little presentation? Just unmute yourself or wave your hand. Yes, Jax.
Become a specialist in your field and let people know what you do. So they're very clear on what you do. That's what I took away from it. And then you will be a star, because you'll start to get that that publicity, and people start to get to know you as the specialist that you are. That's what
Absolutely. Absolutely. And people need multiple touch points. In fact, I heard today, I hopped on a JT Fox event today, and he was saying that 7 touch points is ideal when it comes to people wanting to do business with you. 7 touch points. That could be SMS, could be email, could be Facebook, could be, apparently when it goes to 8, 9, 10, when you can actually, well, his stats show that that it actually drops as far as how much people want to do business with you. So, you know, you can overdo it too, apparently, is what he's saying in business. You know, I think he's talking more touch points when you're doing your marketing, specific marketing, like email marketing and things like that. But 7 touch points is what people need to trust you, to like you, to want to work with you, to know you as an expert. And as you put yourself in the media, you're going to be appearing alongside celebrities. So you're going to automatically have that celebrity status by appearing in media where there are celebrities, because celebrities appear in the media, right? So absolutely, Jax, yeah, great point. And Googling yourself is always great, right? Because it's good to sort of Google yourself and go, now, if I didn't know me, what would I think of me by Googling me? Right? It's an interesting thing to do, very interesting. And in fact, I find when I Google myself, all my social media comes up on page 1. So being on social media is really important nowadays. And you know, Facebook only started in 2004. So a lot of us are still getting our head around social media. So don't worry if you don't know it all. We're all kind of working our way through it, you know, and the algorithms, everything's changing so much now. Facebook and Instagram, Facebook owns Instagram. Now they're doing messaging together. That only just launched recently in the last few weeks, right? Now the messaging you can do across Facebook and Instagram at the same time. So things are constantly changing, algorithms changing, but just the main thing is that you make a start and you learn as you go, right? You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to know everything about everything, right? And if you know 10% more than someone else, you can teach it. Just 10% more, right? So fantastic, Jax, great learning. Okay, what else did we get out of that? What else? Who wants to share? What did we get? What are we going to take on board? Action steps. Who'd like to share? Just show of hands. Donna's gone incognito behind the scenes there. Anyone else like to share? You're also taken aback. Yes, Sheila.
Preeminence is power. So when you have yourself as somebody that's preeminent in the news and the media, it gives you the power to be able to sell your product, service, whatever you're doing. And it's very important that, you know, who's going to buy something from you if they don't know who you are? You're not coming up on Google and this and that. It's just a lot easier that way.
Absolutely, preeminence, absolutely. And if people are looking to do business with someone in your field, they will be Googling, mark my words, they're going to Google you and they're going to Google others in your industry. And if others in your industry right now are known as experts and are in the media and not you, who are they likely to work with? They're going to work with those who've had the media coverage because they have the trust in those people, because they think, oh, well, if the media trusts them, they've got that third-party credibility. The media, oh, gee, they must be good. They must be good if the media is seeking expert opinion from them, right? And so if you're not in the media, you're actually leaving money on the table. You're actually underselling yourself. You're letting leads and sales go in whatever it is you're doing by not putting yourself out there. So yeah, it's all about what you want to create, right? So yeah, nice one, Sheila. Okay, one more share, one more person. What do we get out of it? What's something we're taking on board? Just show of hands, one more share. I can't see Donna's hand there, but Glenn, Ranger Nick. Yes, Glenn.
Oh, I've seen that presentation of yours before, I believe, and it is yeah, I'm glad that you did put into words, because I have sort of picked up the idea of, you know, the passion and the drive with what you want to do and what you believe in, and it doesn't really matter who believes in you or not. What's important is if you believe in yourself and your willingness to be your own star.
Yes, absolutely. That's right. The main thing is you believe in you. And that's the thing, is when you're putting yourself in the media, you need to toughen yourself up to criticism, because it's going to come. Let me tell you, there's going to be people that love you. There's going to be people that hate you regardless of what you do in life. It's just going to go on a bigger scale when you put yourself out there in a bigger way. And those that don't toughen themselves up to that, and how do you toughen yourself up? You need to stand in your truth, right? You stand in your truth is one way to toughen yourself up to that, right? So standing in your truth, you will be able to cut through, and you will be able to keep strong. I mean, look at Donald Trump. Okay, whether you like Donald Trump or don't like Donald Trump, I know it's a hot 2 words right now with the election in the US. Whether you like him or hate him, you know what, I admire that he has put up with a hell of a lot of flack from the media, from, you know, a hell of a lot. And he keeps on going. He keeps on his path, whether you love him or hate him, whether you believe all the fake news or the whatever about him, right? And, you know, doesn't take much to put 2 and 2 together, work out what's really going on there. Just do your own research. But whether whatever you think of him, he is on his path. And the celebrities that fall off the bandwagon and that we suddenly don't hear, well, what happened to that celebrity? Well, they either got, you know, really famous and made lots of money and went to live in a French island somewhere, or they just, you know, they put on weight, they got onto drugs. I mean, look at Whitney Houston, right? Amazing. You know, got on the crack cocaine and dead in her 50s. And then her daughter went the same way, right? Now, that kind of stuff can happen too, which is also another way that celebrities sometimes deal with the fame, right? Or you know, Robin Williams, if he did really kill himself, some people, there's alternative views on that now. Did Robin Williams really kill himself? Amazing comedian. Who knows? But the fact is, yes, you do need to toughen yourself up and stand in your truth. So yes, wonderful, Glenn. Anyone else want to share? Ranger Nick, Donna, thank you, Glenn. Would you like to share? Ranger Nick, Donna, you know, you've got an event coming up, Donna, very soon. That's great. Brenda's coming on. Okay, anyone else want to share what they got from that or something they're taking on board? And we'll go over to the beautiful Sheila shortly. Anyone else want to share? No, you're all, yes, Jax, yes.
I was just going to say, focus on the people that you can offer something to, because there's going to be people that you really can help and you're going to click with. So that's what you need to focus on. Like, some people will get 100 compliments and 1 negative, and they focus on that 1 negative as if the other 100 didn't matter. So sort of a little bit what you're saying, just focus on that.
Absolutely. What you think about and think about, you bring about, right? And the quantum field is so incredibly powerful. You know, we have one of our Mass Media Mastery members, Karen Clark. She's known as the Quantum Queen. We've branded her the Quantum Queen, and she is extraordinary. And, you know, whatever messages you put out, whatever it is that you want, focus on that. If you say you don't want something, that's exactly what you're going to get, what you say you don't want, because the universe doesn't hear the don't, right? So you need to be very, very specific, have clarity around what it is you want. You know, I've had this thing that, like, I'm 46, I've never married or had children, right? And I've had this thing, and I had a session with Karen. I said, oh, you know, there's a part of me that wants children. And then there's this other part of me that loves my freedom, and, you know, I'm scared of the commitment of it. And if I have children, I'm going to lose my life, you know, in some way, that my life will be over. It will be all about the kids, right? And she said, well, no wonder you haven't got children, because you're putting out to the universe, your body wants children, but your mind doesn't, right? So she said, so what do you want, Aldwin? I said, well, actually, I really do want children. I really do want children. And I am committed to having children. And now, and this is not official on Facebook yet, but I guess it is now, we're live on Facebook. I've actually met a guy in the last year and a half, last month and a half. I've met this amazing man who is open to children. So let's see, we'll keep posted on that one. Since I've put out to the universe that that's what I want children, I've now attracted an amazing man into my life who potentially, we may go there, we may not go there as well. I'm now committed to that, and I'm not attached to how that's going to look, right? It is just a landmark thing, right? I'm committed and not attached. And I'm still single on Facebook because it's not all official yet. However, we'll see what happens there. So this is what I'm saying, be clear on your intention. You know, I haven't put in a relationship on Facebook for a long time. And I remember last time I did it, I had hundreds of comments who were like, oh, Alden's going to be forever single. She works too hard. She's got no time for a man, no space for a man, right? Anyway, stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on that one. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else want to share on that, what they got out of that, what they're taking on board before we go over to Sheila? Anyone else? No, we're all good. Welcome, Brenda, in the background there. Okay, Sheila. Well, it gives me great pleasure now to introduce the amazing Sheila Mac. And now I must say your voice was just a little bit soft there, Sheila. If you just come in closer, because I just was having trouble hearing. I mean, it could be my hearing going in my older age too. It could be that. So can you just scream on the other side, please, Sheila, coming to us from Los Angeles?
Doing? How's this?
Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay. Yeah, closer. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So Sheila's written a book called Bootstraps to Bra Straps. She's an extraordinary lady. She found me on a webinar several months ago, and I'll let her share the story here. And she's had over 50 media spots now in the last few months. She's been absolutely blitzing it with the media coverage. And I think it was actually within a few days of our first media consultation, Sheila messaged me and said, I've just been on TV in America, right? And it's extraordinary. Just went straight out there, made it happen. And, you know, sometimes we just need that extra support to actually help get us out there, you know. It's really wonderful, Sheila. You're such an inspiration, and you know your personal story is phenomenal. So I'm going to hand over to you now to just share a little bit about your personal story and some of the challenges you've overcome. Thank you, okay. Sheila. Please welcome Sheila. Yay. Thank you, Sheila.
It is so wonderful to be here. Thank you again for having me as a guest. And I just love being able to connect with friends from around the globe. So this is incredible. Let's see. I can start, we'll start with when the book was born. So my book was born in 2017 in December when my house burned down and my car got totaled by one of my beautiful 6 children and my cat also passed away. She was eaten by a coyote, actually. All within a day. I got completely demoted from this beautiful world I had. I had just purchased this house after traveling full time for 7 years straight. And I finally was like, okay, talk about travel. I was finally ready to settle down and just nest a little bit and have my home. So that was really difficult. I ended up being able to stay at one of my rental properties. And so I have a cabin, a prefab mobile home cabin up in the hills. And I had rented that out, a vacation rental. So it was full. So I was literally sleeping in the 400 square foot washroom because it was better than the shelter, right? And it was a little bit like roughing it. And I said, okay, this is about mindset. So I had to reach through my past experiences, my ups and downs in the past, and what got me through those. And within a month's time, I was getting back on track. One of my sons, the one that crashed the car, he loaned me his car, which was a beater car. And I went to the dollar store. I don't know if you have the dollar store, you know, a very low price store where everything's like a few pennies, right? And I would buy these pretty stickers and put them on the inside of the car and listen to beautiful music and meditate and do all these things. I had this rebounder and I would jump up and down and say affirmations. And okay, the fires are still burning. And up here in the cabin, the neighbors are looking at me like I have flipped my lid. I have gone mental. And I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I really believe mindset, intention has a lot to do with outcome. And so I ended up I've been working also in real estate for, oh my gosh, like older than my kids, like 30 years. And so I was invited to move to Beverly Hills and work at an incredible company leading online courses and working with big teams there. And so I thought, wow, I thought I was going to be at the beach in Ventura, but the universe had bigger and better plans. And it was all within a month. I, made some commissions, got my new salary going, and I was able to buy my new car and get settled, move over to Beverly Hills. And it was just incredible. And I thought, wait a minute, what did I do? So I go back to this humble little 400 square foot, teeny little cabin, mobile home. And, I go back there and I thought, okay, I need to write this book because I don't want people to feel so alone during such times when we're going through tough situations. How can I share a formula to get back on track in any situation? And that's when I wrote the Boots formula. I created an online community to support people going through tough situations. And the book was born. It took over a year to write this book, and I had many ups and downs throughout that time. I was actually helping out at another event with an incredible person that speaks on stage with Tony Robbins. I was helping at his event, volunteering. So that's, when you're going through a tough time and you're in your head and you're, oh, me, poor me, I'm going through whatever, that doesn't really help. But when you're out there in service, in gratitude, helping other people, incredible things happen. So I talked, he invited me to this group at a breakthrough, and I shared about my book, and a publisher happened to be sitting next to me and was like, wait a minute, you have something. And he worked with me for the rest of that year, and the book doubled in size. And so that was what that happened. And then it was going to be published in December, end of December, beginning of January, right then for the holidays. And at that point was when my youngest son, age 22, we all flew in to see grandparents and everything for Christmas holiday. And he went to sleep and he did not wake up. He did have a heart condition from 5th grade, and you never know. They did ablation, they did treatments, and sometimes it doesn't work out. They couldn't give us any guarantee either way. And so that really helped me to realize, okay, right now, if you are creating a business, if you're starting something, we've had so many things hit us this year that it's okay if sometimes you have to take a moment and step back and heal through something, get through something. That doesn't mean the book isn't going to make it, or whatever your program, your film, whatever you're doing isn't going to be. Like, my book became a bestseller, and and it's doing very well, still selling every day. And so it was okay. And my kids said, wow, Mom, if ever there was a time where we needed a universal pause, it was this year. And that's so true, because I am one of those that tends to keep going and doing. And so the first B in my Boots formula is being. It's about who we're being in all we're doing. When I was living in this little shed, driving the beater car, it was how I was showing up that made it a difference. Imagine a mobile home that became, I was a super host, and I got awards, and people had their honeymoons in a mobile home on the vacation rental because of the way I designed it and the energy. People loved the energy there. It was a beautiful space because that's what I created. So wherever you're starting from, if you're starting over and you've hit a tough spot this year with all this interesting global situation with the COVID, whatever story you want to tell about it, it is to know that what you create wherever you're placed, it doesn't matter. You can still write the film, do the book, get on the media. None of that matters. Just keep taking small steps forward, one step at a time.
Wow, so inspiring, Sheila. Amazing, just amazing. I always say there's a breakthrough at the end of every breakdown. So just hang in there. There's a reason for everything. And, some things really suck in life, like losing your son at that age, and then you think, well, some people have stillbirths, some kids die at 3, I mean, I guess things can always be worse, right? Always be worse. And it's all about how you're going to deal with the situations, with the cards you're dealt, even the things you can't control. Extraordinary, Sheila, just extraordinary. And you do have a Boots formula. Could you share your Boots formula with us?
Okay, so let's go into the Boots formula with when we were healing through the grieving process of losing my son. And so for B, it's for who you're being in all you're doing. And I had to really pull upon that, especially the first couple months, really, because I have the other kids and they were very close best friends. So I had to make sure that I showed up in honesty and truth. And I said, hey, you know what? in this house, you've got permission to hit the punching bag. You've got, if you need to cry, if you need to wake me up at 3 a.m. because you need to cry and talk, we're going to do that. And I decide, and being mom at that point was the most important thing. And also showing up as sharing my emotions. We're supposed to be so strong. And sometimes when we hold everything in, it makes us physically sick. And, you know, they say men die younger than women because men have got to be strong and they can't ever share the emotions. And so we were able to get through that. That was the B in the Boots formula for being. The next is for orientation. The first O in the Boots formula is orientation. So it was like, okay, here I am. And you have to look at your map and say, this was my goals. And this was what I was going to do. I was publishing a book. I was doing all these things. I had to put everything on hold to heal my family first and myself in order to serve better. So that was the orientation, and I knew the outcome that I wanted. So when you're really honest, if it's COVID and you, okay, I got the COVID 20, you got to be honest about the number you find on the scale. You've got to be honest with the finances, the number you have in your bank account, in order to say, this is where I'm at and this is where I want to get to. This is my goal. So that's the first O. The next O is order of operations. So that means I had to go step by step with, you know, like in algebra, the order in which we do things makes all the difference. I couldn't just go buy a new car and move to a house in Beverly Hills until I did a lot of little steps, a whole bunch of work in between, roll up the sleeves and do the work. Everybody else had lost their home in the area too. So it's not like everybody's helping each other, everybody's suffering. And so it was that. And with my son, it was the same thing, as we all had to do certain steps and know that it's going to show up. We'll get to go to college. My kids are all doing college again and everybody's back to life, but we needed to take gradual steps. All the kids did grief counseling, all those things that we needed to do to heal and get through that in a really healthy way. And so that was the order of operations. Then the T was for thinking and mindset. And that's like the beautiful gratitude practice. Like we all shared something we're grateful for here today. And I'm telling you, I knew that gratitude practice was so important for our mental well-being as a family. And the first few days, it was like, okay, we're going to talk about what are we grateful for? And it was hard to find. It was like really hard. We were, you know, you can't even feel anything when you lose a loved one that's younger than they're supposed to go. And so that gratitude practice, I could see it, feel it for myself, and I could see it on the faces of the brothers and sisters and the other children in the family. I could see just going to the gratitude gave a little bit of healing, just that ease that we needed. So it was very, very helpful. And that was the mindset and thinking and knowing that each right action is going to make a difference. And then the last thing is stepping up. So then we had to step into our plan of how we're going to heal. I had 2 of my kids move home, and then because they quit college to move home and do college living with me again. and then the whole world closed down. A month or 2 later, you know, we had the funeral in January because of the holidays, things were closed and we had to wait. And so the next thing you know, we're starting to move forward, and my kids started college here at the new house, and then they had to go home to the house and do online. And they said, I'm so glad I'm home and safe right now. We had a lot of things going on here with the pandemic, and we had protests and different things, and they were just really happy to be home. And so sometimes we don't see the plans. We don't see the future of a difficult situation and how to get to the other side of it. And it's just taking those steps, using the Boots formula can really make a difference.
I love that. Absolutely. Yeah, they say we make plans and God laughs, right? You know, it's an interesting saying. And, you know, I went through a really dark period early this year too. Actually, I was in Noumea in January, and I was asked to speak about media at a retreat in Noumea. And then the retreat got cancelled. I ended up going for a trip anyway. And what happened there is I actually got tonsillitis in Namibia, and I was in bed the last 2 days of my trip. Came back, I was in bed all day, like literally, I think I got up to go to the toilet and drink some water. I didn't even want to eat. I was just miserable. I went to a hospital. I ended up on the antibiotic drip. They gave me antibiotic drip in the hospital, put me on penicillin, and I reacted to the penicillin. 70% of people are allergic to penicillin. This is in the Gold Coast Hospital. And what happened is, as they're putting the drip in my arm, my lips started to swell, right? They started to swell up, and I ended up with cold sores all around my lips. I had 3 massive cold sores just popped up just like that. It was unbelievable. It was like they were pumping a balloon, you know, pumping my lips. And it was just horrible. And I ended up in bed after that. I went home. I was in bed for about 3 weeks. I just did not want to get out of bed. I was miserable. I couldn't show my face to anyone. This is just this year, right? This is going into February now. And then COVID hit in March, right? COVID hit, and there I am. And meanwhile, you know, the face was coming down a little bit, but I still, the scarring stayed there for ages with the cold sores. And COVID hit, and I just felt in my gut, something is not right about this plandemic. The plandemic came out afterwards, right? Something is not right about this. There's something in my gut that's saying there's something really fishy going on here. And I was more inspired than ever before to share more truth and more good news in the world and help people step up with their message, to empower the people to step up. Because if we don't step up, and if we let the powers that be control everything, you know, we're pretty much doomed. Because part of what's going on here, it's about control, not about health. And I'm not going to go right down the rabbit hole, but I do recommend you look at Out of Shadows, look up Out of Shadows, look up One by One is another fantastic documentary that came out several years ago after 9/11, actually, and after much evidence came out about 9/11 being an inside job, after 9/11, after the fact. So I do recommend that you check that out. And that's a call coming in on Facebook. I'm just going to stop that. Okay, there we go. Oh my God, it's still ringing. I've closed Facebook, it's still ringing. Oh, there it stopped. Okay. Oh, that was timing. Thank you for that. Where was I? Yeah, so Plandemic, look it up. It was banned off YouTube. It's now on alternative websites. It's an amazing documentary. Look up Out of Shadows and look up One by One. For those that don't believe any of the conspiracy theories out there, and they say conspiracy theories, a term created by the CIA in the 1950s. For those who don't believe any of it, say it's a whole lot of rubbish, then do your own research. Watch One by One particularly, because that shows in there what happened with someone that didn't believe any of it, thought it was a whole lot of rubbish. How can any of this be true? How can the government do that to its own people? How can that be possible? Well, do your own research. That's what I'm saying. And watch those 3 documentaries, and then let's have another discussion, right? Okay, that's all I have to say about that. So back to you, Sheila. So I do get on my high horse about it. So, you know, sometimes low points can lead to pivoting things. I've taken everything online. I did 30 events offline last year. I did workshops in Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast, Brisbane. I was doing Mass Media Tribe events every few weeks. I did so many offline events, and now since COVID, everything has gone online. My business has been booming. I am more motivated now than ever before to help people share their truth and help share more light in the world. And that starts with us as the individuals. And that's what it's all about. So Sheila, amazing story, and losing everything in a fire as well. That must have been incredibly hard as well for you. Just extraordinary story. Now, does anyone have questions for Sheila? I'd like to open up the Zoom floor here. Anyone have questions for Sheila? Or about how, actually I do have a question to start with. So how has the media journey been for you? Now you've had 50 media spots. How has it been for you, sort of easing your way into that and getting comfortable with media?
Well, you know, at first it was that thing about, okay, wait, maybe I should be more perfect. I got to do this, I got to do that, and then I'll get on the media. And then because of the book and the purpose of the book and the chapters in the book that go over different rock bottoms and how to get back on track, I felt so guided to write that book. Imagine it came out right around August 4th. So we were right in the beginnings of the pandemic lockdowns, at least here in the United States. I'm not sure when you were all locked down or if you were. And so it was showing up on perfect time. And there was something about when you're on purpose and on your mission and you're there to help others, you're in contribution, that it's not about you. So then you're like, okay, I have to not worry so much about me. if somebody out there needs to get a hand or needs a guide to get back on track, I would love to be involved in helping them more than my own personal stuff. Oh, I got to look perfect, or, you know, whatever that is. And that really helped me to do that. And since then, with all the media that I've had, I had a blast. It started slow, but really it kind of picked up quickly. And with that, I went ahead and started with articles. I got on some TV shows, short commercials, news shows, and I was learning so much that one of the things when I wrote the book, I wanted to provide tons of resources to other people. And as I started the radio show, which was actually came from somebody interviewed me on their show and they had an opening, and then I found a sponsor. And so that's how that went. And that was pretty interesting. It went from 2 days a week to 7 days. And so it's really good. It's one of the top stations with 3 to 5 million people are listening a month. So there is a lot of coverage there. That is like a huge thing. And I don't even tell the people that are my guests until after we do the show, so they're not as nervous about the numbers, because that would scare people sometimes. And in that, when I was interviewing people, I found out about something called 211. And that's, you know, in the United States, we would dial 411 back in the day to get information. I'm not sure about your country, but it was an information number. Now they have a 211 that you can Google in the United States. I'd love to learn what you have in your places in the UK and AU and everywhere, because I have it for the United States. Every single state, you can type 211 and the state, Texas, California, whatever, and you will get all the resources, mental health, suicide prevention, meals, if you need to get meals, food to your family. There's all these different help programs and resources that I really wanted that book to lead people to. I just didn't know, you know, how am I going to pull everything? I have tons of resources and free gifts, but that was such a gift. And now I'm like this unofficial spokesperson, and I'm working with them to get the message out about this 211. And I think because not all the time when somebody's going through something, we can lend an ear, we can give a smile, but sometimes they need to get to a suicide prevention. They need to get health care because their health was cut off due to the employer, the job went out of business with the COVID or what have you. So to be able to just give a simple, go to this and you're going to get help, can make all the difference. And so being on purpose is really helpful. And when you have that, I think saying yes, I said yes to 7 days and went from the 2 day a week show. And when I said yes to that, the people showed up to be interviewed, and more incredible people showing up every day. So I have that. And then saying yes to different opportunities when I thought, oh my gosh, am I ready? What am I going to say? What am I going to do? Just say yes, and everything will show up.
Fantastic. That is beautiful, Sheila. That's right. When you get clear on what you want, the universe aligns and opportunities will come your way. Like coming onto our How to Gain Free Publicity During COVID-19 webinars, which is what I launched in March. From March to May, I did a whole lot of free webinars when I got on this mission to share more truth and good news. And that's one of the events that you hopped on, right? You just,
yes.
And it just popped up, right?
It popped. It was really funny because I was like, okay, I took so many courses and on everything, right? Because you're writing this book and then how do you do this and that? And even though I had a publisher, I needed to know things I didn't know. And so there's a big learning curve to anything you do for the first time. And I said, what I really need is more help with this media. What am I going to do? And literally, because we had met a long time ago at a Tony Robbins event, we were friends on Facebook, and you had this media program. And I said, okay, I'm going to stay up all night over here and I am going to go on. And then I said yes to it because I thought it showed up at exactly, I mean, like literally the moment I asked and I said, that's what I need. There it was. And I said, okay, I'm not saying no, I'm saying yes.
Fantastic. And you'd actually been quoted thousands of dollars by a PR person as well before that? Is that
yeah, I interviewed quite a few different people, and the publisher actually interviewed them with me and wasn't really happy with any of them, and we were still hunting, and I was like, okay, how much money have I got to spend? And so that was another thing that, you know, made a big difference for me, to find something that was reasonable, that teaches you the steps so you're not depending on somebody else to do all this for you. Then you can hire help, you can get a VA assistant at some point when you're ready, but to know the ropes is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And to have that insider knowledge, which comes with, you know, being a journalist, we used to get 500 press releases a day. And I can tell you, back then it was in the fax days, right? And a lot of them ended up in the bin because a lot of them were not relevant. They were not newsworthy. So it's very important to seek expert help in whatever it is that you want to excel in, because if you want to fast track your success, then you want to hang out with the experts, the people that know what they're doing, that have worked behind the scenes, that are, you know, and doing it all the time. I'm doing it. I was just interviewed this morning on Nanny Carolina Chasen's show, on her success show, The Road to Success. And I just shared from the heart. I shared things I'd never shared before in online interviews. And I even cried in a segment of it. You know, today I've shared that if you want to watch that hour and a half. And Nanny I met in LA, and she's an amazing lady. She's spoken at quite a few of our Mass Media Tribe events about automating Instagram, etc. So phenomenal connection. And, you know, opportunities are coming in left, right, and center. I've got people now bringing opportunities from America for podcasts, for TV shows, all sorts of things are starting to, like, you know, it's for me, the biggest challenge now is having the time to do it all, you know, because it's amazing the opportunities that come when you get clear on what you're doing and on your mission, and coming from the heart as well, I think is really important. So thank you, Sheila. And Donna, you have a question there, do you? I can see it unmuted.
Yeah. Sheila, it sounded like that you decided to write the book before, after, in the middle of it all. So you've had the disasters, you started writing the book. So you really didn't have an outcome. So you really didn't know what was ahead, but you wrote the book and the book is successful based on that. Is that right?
Yes, I had the cover first and the story in my head when I shared at that event, and the publisher was next to me and said, you have something.
So
and yes,
Yes.
Show me the manuscript. And I was like, okay, I'll type it up tonight and I'll give you an outline.
It's just something that it's a case of, sure, people have stories, but they don't tell it while they're in the middle of it. They tell it 2 years down the track when they're in a better place, and they can see where they've come from and gone to. Whereas you're getting success from a story and you're still, and at that point, we're still in the middle of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And why are they interested in something when you're still in that whole middle of it, the sad part? There's no real finale promising happy outcome. You know what I mean?
No, well, here's the thing. My story goes way back before then. Like, I was homeless at 10. And then I found, at 13, I found foster care. And then I graduated from college at 15, and I ran a huge gift store, 5,000 square feet. And then I ended up buying 5 buildings, and I had this whole, with the government, program to help these kids. Over 200 kids that were at-risk youth kids went through my training program. So I have a lot of backstory that I didn't share that was something to bring to the table for the book, I guess. And then
so you put that in the book as well.
Yeah, so there's different stories based on, there's different chapters. So there's the first chapter is on grieving. So I shared about that a little bit today. And that was because I had lost all my relatives at a very young age, and I had to, at one point, take care of everyone, and what that's like, elder care, how to deal with, maybe you have kids at home and now you're caring for your elders, which is right on track for our time right now, where we got kids at home and we're taking care of elders because some of the facilities are closed. So yes.
Right. Okay. Because it was a case of, I thought the book started only a couple of years ago, and it started when you were still in that ebb, shall I say, of your life. And I went, well, how can that be successful? Because everybody says always tell them the outcome, so it's all happy families, you know what I mean? So, but that's what it is. You've told a lot more. You've just only pulled a little piece out of it. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Because people are telling me with my story, I should write a book. And I'm going, yeah. So I'm just wondering, you know, obviously your intuition said write a book. I just thought, how do you start when you're in the ebb, you're not in the flow of life? How do you start? But you have a lot more, which makes sense now. Makes perfect sense to go from what you did to owning 5 properties. Wow. Wow. Yeah. And I must admit, I was in that stage at some time, but that's all gone now. But yeah, so that makes perfect sense now. And then, of course, and then it was a case of, the way I see it is, it happens again. And this Mercury 2017, I had 3 family members die in 9 months. So that was the start, and it's just continued and continued and continued. So I really believe there's something there. But yeah, you sort of, you know, if you had all that and you're still going through it, and yet you still have a positive outcome, which is wonderful. So I can see now why your book is successful, because you got told the whole story. And yeah.
Yes. So it's a, you know, and it goes into different aspects of life and ups and downs. And so for your story, what your topic is, what it's about, it doesn't mean that you have to have, okay, it's like the thing I said about, I wanted to be a perfect person before I got on video. You don't have to be a perfect, everything doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, people like real. Yeah. They want to hear real people telling real stories. That's, you know, real solutions, I say, to help you get back on track in your life. And a lot of times we go through these ups and downs, and we have to recreate and reinvent our life. And so we have permission to do that at any time in our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was going to say, Donna, I can help with the book as well.
I don't know if I want to write a book, but everybody, one friend who's known me for 40 years, as sad as that is, she said, because, you know, she's seen a lot. So she said I should write a book. And I'm just going, oh, really? So
you know, people die with a whole library of information in them. And if you don't capture that in a book, even if just to leave, you know, legacy for your family, even, you know, it's a fantastic thing to do. And Jax is amazing. She's very highly sought after. She's incredibly busy. So it's great you've joined us here today, Jax. I know how busy you are. Always got projects on the go. So look, it'd be worth definitely having a conversation, the two of you. Here we are matchmaking on the Mass Media Tribe event here. Matchmaking for business, of course. But
I'm in an ebb at the moment. Wait till I get into a flow.
Right. Okay, well, it's great to be conscious of that ebb right now, and, you know,
going up.
Yeah, well, it's like, you know, life is like the exponential curve. Sometimes you feel like you're chugging along, and then there'll be tipping point, right? And for a lot of people, that tipping point has been COVID, right? It could be an external force, or it could be an internal force where you've just had enough of your current situation, and you go, right, I'm going to shift things, and then things can suddenly just go crazy for you. So they say it takes a lifetime to be an overnight success.
Okay.
Takes a lifetime. And the thing is, if you know 10% more than someone else, you can teach it. You don't have to have all your ducks in a row. Your ducks will never always be in a row, right? Not that you want to get ducks in a row anyway, that'd be kind of weird. But anyway, I don't know where that saying come from. But, you know, you don't have to have everything organized. Yeah, some people say, oh, yeah, I want to get media, but I'm not ready yet because my website's not ready, or I don't have my landing page, or I don't know. Just point people to a Facebook page or a Facebook group, or, you know, you don't have to have everything sorted. Just start putting yourself out there. And, you know, if you want support, you know where to find it. You know, this is the best support I know of around the place that we offer here. We have an amazing collaborative community that's growing all the time. And, you know, reach out. If you want some help, reach out. We've got people that can help you here at Mass Media Tribe and with our amazing community. So thank you, Donna. Great point. Any other questions for, geez, coming up to our final time. We've got giveaways as well coming up. Are we okay to stay on just a little bit longer today, or does anyone need to run off at 6 o'clock? We have tended to go even up to half an hour overtime sometimes on these events, but I am going to aim to finish in another 15 minutes. Is that okay? Can we stay another 15 minutes? Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. All right. And welcome, Brenda. And Brenda, you've joined us on the live Zoom. So please share your links if you'd like us to connect with you on Facebook or your website links, put in the chat, and you can save the chat after this event on the live Zoom for those that have joined us on the live Zoom. And you have to be on the Zoom to be able to win some prizes, which we'll be doing very shortly. So before we go to prizes, any other questions for the amazing Sheila from Los Angeles with her Bootstraps and Bra Straps book? Any other questions? I'm sure you've got lots of questions. So who would like to ask? Just unmute yourself. No questions, a silly question. All questions welcome. Any questions? Just
while we're waiting for the questions, I'll make a quick comment. Is that the book took about a year. Building a brand and a book takes time. So it's not a quick fix, one thing, one media coverage. It takes time. And one of the words I had to learn was no. No to things that were not aligned with my values or my outcomes that I desired. And so that was, I mean, people stopped asking me out. They were like, oh no, she's going to say no. And it had to happen, because in order to get things done, you do have to give it time and patience, and you'll have ups and downs in life that you can't control, like this year. And so it's okay to know that as long as you're taking the next right action, you will get to the other side of that.
Absolutely. That is exactly right. It is like building the foundation of a house. You know, you need patience on this journey, right? It is a journey. It's like being on that roller coaster ride of life. You know, there's going to be times you're going to be up here. There's going to be times you're going to be right down here. You're going to feel like crap. There's going to be times you kind of climb your way back up again. Times you're going to feel like you're going round in circles, or you're going backwards even sometimes, it feels like. And sometimes you just need to slow down to speed up, right? So take time out. If you're feeling overwhelmed, or, you know, you're stuck in any way, reach out. There's lots of amazing things that are also happening right now in this period. It's all about what you choose to focus on, and looking for the gifts in all of the challenges. There's always gifts there. There's always learnings. It's whether you choose to take them on board or not. Yeah, wonderful. And Sheila, how about nerves when it came to getting media? Were you nervous with any of those media interviews?
No, you know, I did a documentary years ago. I had my own commercials for my gift store. I was offered the Dove commercial job at 15. So for me, it was like, you know, get back on that horse and figure it out again after not doing a lot of media. So it wasn't too difficult for me to get to that point. And I think that may be part of why I went so quickly. Once I got started, it was like, oh yeah, this is fun. What was I worried about? What was all these ideas in my head? This is easy and fun. So
yeah, wonderful. Fantastic. Excellent, Sheila. And other questions for Sheila? I'll bring up the wheel of names shortly and we'll start drawing some prizes. But any other questions? You can pop them in the chat too if you'd like to. And I can see we've got 2 tickets to give away to the How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop, possibly the last one I'm doing in this format on November 26th. 2 tickets to that to give away worth about $50 AU. Jax is offering a 1-hour consultation as a prize, which is wonderful, to discuss a writing project. Beautiful, Jax. That's wonderful. Thank you for offering that. And anyone else who'd like to offer prizes, just pop into the chat if you'd like to offer prizes, or unmute yourself and share what you'd like to offer. Sheila.
Yes, I would love to offer all of my friends here at the Media Mastery, those that are going to watch the video as well. If you'd like to be a special guest on the Sheila Mac Show, you are welcome to join in, and I will share on the link in the program the way to schedule that. If you'd like to have an interview and share about what you're doing, the link is accessible globally. So
wonderful. That is a fantastic opportunity. Thank you so much, Sheila, for sharing that. And I know that I know that our members would love that. Anyone who's ready to put themselves out in the media, I know they would absolutely love that opportunity. So thank you so much. That would be wonderful. And of course, you need to be hearing this to get that opportunity. So, so hopefully you're watching this right now. Fantastic, Sheila. That's a wonderful gift there. Any other prizes anyone would like to give away? Ranger Nick normally gives us curry kits. Are you happy to do curry kit or something?
Of course. Would you like curry kits or a book?
Oh, curry kits or a book. Okay, well, maybe we let whoever wins, we can let them choose what they want. Curry kits or a book. What's the book, Ranger Nick?
You've got a choice of that too. There's 3 books to choose from. You Should Be Walking With Me When I'm Walking By Myself, Soul Food for the Non-Carnivorous Biped, and a world of dampers, 101 damper recipes.
Fantastic.
Because as we all know, I'm the Guinness World holder of the longest damper in the world.
The longest damper in the world. We have an absolute legend here amongst us. We have Ranger Nick, who's the world record holder of the longest damper in the world, which happened here in Chinchilla. Is that correct?
No, Charleville.
Oh, so close. Chinchilla, Charleville. Well, there you go. It happened here.
Starts with a C.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. It starts with CH. Charleville. It happened here in Australia. He brought it back to Australia from Sweden, the world record.
That's correct, yeah.
Charleville.
In Charleville. There's a pretty little girl that's keen to say I will.
Oh, there you go. And Ranger Nick does amazing bush poetry too. He's awesome. Actually, if you want to see him in action, you can see him on the Animal Action Night for Dogs replay, which we did recently. And he did a whole segment on there. If you go to Animal Action Events Facebook page and pin to the top of the page, you will see the 5-hour live stream. We had over 15 performers and speakers, and we're raising money for SEQ Canine Rescue, which saves dogs from death row. And this amazing charity that's based between Gold Coast and Brisbane, they have rescued 1,800 dogs in the last 4 years, and they take them in from the pounds where they normally get put down within 7 days if the dogs are not collected. This amazing charity actually saves and rehomes these dogs, and that's what we raised funds for. And we've actually got a fundraising campaign going on for the next 2 weeks, and we've got a whole lot of amazing gifts to give away for anyone who donates to that campaign. And all the details, it's actually on a website called Chuffed, CHUFFED. If you go to the Animal Action Events Facebook page, you will see the replay. It was also streamed to Media Queen TV on YouTube. You'll see it in there as well. And we have all the links for the Chuffed campaign. You can donate there, and we will give you something amazing for it, because we have all these amazing donors who've donated amazing consultations and all sorts of things for those who do donate to that cause. So thank you, Ranger Nick, for being involved in that. That was just wonderful.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome. You're awesome, Ranger Nick, and Jutta Swan, your amazing your partner, your other half. She's also extraordinary. So thank you to Jutta for all the great work she puts in as well. Now, any other questions for Sheila before we go to the giveaways? Any other questions, comments, anything else? Have you got something coming up, Sheila, you want to promote, or anyone have anything they want to promote coming up? I know, Donna, you've got an event coming up. Do you want to just do a quick shout out for that event, just publicly on, just unmute yourself, and Donna, unmute yourself and just share quickly. We've got about 10 minutes or so left, just quickly what you've got coming up.
Tonight, it's my Zoom networking session for ladies. The group is based in Facebook, which is at Visionary Business Hub. You can go in there and have a look, or DM me. Or send me a message to if you want to know more about it. But yeah, it's only just started, and my goal is to get women together to help each other, to learn from each other, to support each other, to keep the small businesses moving forward. So, and yeah, it's been a success for the last year. I've only had 3, so it's been a success, and I've seen ladies wanting to meet afterwards to help each other. So that's great. Perfect.
And what time is that on tonight?
7 o'clock Brisbane time, 7 p.m. Brisbane time.
7 p.m. Brisbane. So it's going to be on in about 55 minutes from now. That is starting. And is that a free event, Donna, at the moment?
No, it's not a free event, but you know, if they DM me, I am offering free tonight. I have sort of put it out on Facebook groups. If anybody wants to come, it is free for tonight.
Free for tonight only. Okay. Well, that's a fantastic introduction offer there to come and check it out. All right, wonderful. In 55 minutes time from now. Beautiful. Donna, thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else want to share anything? Any final questions for Sheila? Comments, Sheila? Anything else you'd like to say about the whole journey for you, and or any final tips for anyone before we go to giveaways?
I also have one more giveaway. So if you go to sheilamac.com, you can get a free introduction course. And that is there for anybody who's interested and who's rebuilding and rebooting this year.
Fantastic. SheilaMac.com, a free course there. Wonderful, Sheila. That is brilliant. Excellento. Okay, I'm going to share screens. If anyone has any other questions, you can pop it into the chat if you're on the live Zoom. I am going to now share my screen and show you the wheel of names. Here it is right here.
So, Alden, I would like to just quickly mention that I'm just pre-selling a new book, the Radio Recipes book, with 160 recipes and details on how-tos and all that sort of stuff with heat controls and that sort. So there is a pre-sale on at the moment. I've only just today launched and offered that to my email, whatever you call that. I'm very savvy with computers, you know. But the email campaign, so that was just put out today, letting people not know what's been going on with me during COVID, and that's one of the things. So hopefully that'll be I hope to get that published before Christmas, but it's pre-selling at the moment. So if you want to grab it with a special offer, you can jump in and grab that on through the, what do you call it, email. Through the email. Okay, so where can they connect with you there to do that? Yep, rangernick@rangernick.com.au. You'll find that, or get on the email list, the emailing list, yeah. Okay, beautiful. So rangernick.com.au, you'll be able to connect with Ranger Nick on that one. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ranger Nick. And now can everyone see my screen there? We've got the wheel of names going on here. All right, so we've got a few prizes to give away. So just repeating the prizes again. So we've got 2 media workshops, so how to gain $1 million worth of free publicity, a workshop that you can attend on November 26th, worth about $50 each. Ranger Nick's offering either a choice of the curry kit or 3 books we have of Ranger Nick's. We have a consultation by Jax about how to about discussing a writing project. If anyone wants to do a writing project, 1-hour consultation there. And anyone else? What else do we have? Sheila, you had something to offer as well. You had some free gifts.
Yes. Okay. So you can go to sheilamac.com/meditation and you will get a free meditation series. That's a 21-day series. And also, if you go there, you can get the free course. Wonderful. Okay, that's great. So is that available for everybody? That's yes, for everybody. That's actually available for everybody. Available for everybody. Okay, wonderful. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to start the winners here. And whoever wins, you can choose your prize, okay? Choose what you'd like, what you think would most benefit you. Okay, and our first lucky, and you have to be on the live Zoom to win something, Donna Arnold. Congratulations. Okay, Donna, so you can choose out of those prizes. What would you like?
Sheila, I'm actually back into my meditations, so I would love that meditation package, please.
Okay, wonderful. All right, meditation package. Wonderful. Donna has got the meditation package and our next winner. So if you just all connect with each other on that. And the next winner is me. Yay. Although I wanted to include myself, but I'm actually going to remove myself just because it's important to honor yourself, right? But you know, I'm good. I don't need anything right now, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, everyone's a winner, baby. Okay, and our next winner is Jax. Congratulations. Givers receive. Givers always receive. So Jax, what would you like as a prize? You can either come to the media, well, you got the media workshop included in your program anyway. So you could have from Ranger Nick, you could have a curry kit or one of his books. Anyone else want to donate anything?
So did you say the media program is your one is available?
Yes, my workshop ticket.
Yes, but then it's on a certain date, isn't it?
Yeah, November 26th. The other option I can offer is a 45-minute free consultation. Well, not free, but, you know, a 45-minute consultation for where you're at, if you want to do that instead of the workshop ticket. So it's November 26th is the next How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop, 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's on a Thursday.
I'll take your consultation then.
Consultation? All right, beautiful. Nice choice there, Jax. Very nice. Okay, good choice. You have great taste. Okay, beautiful. 45-minute media consultation. Jax has won. Congratulations. And our next winner is Ranger Nick. Ranger Nick, what can we offer you?
Well, what have we got? I'm having a bit of trouble keeping up. I know what I'm offering.
Well, I can offer a 45-minute media consultation or workshop ticket or
Jax has a 1-hour consultation for discussing a writing project as well. And I think Sheila had a few things there. Meditations and all sorts of things. Yeah.
Did Sheila actually offer a copy of one of her books?
Oh, Sheila.
Definitely. So that's another one. You can definitely get a copy of the book.
Yeah.
I would love a copy of the book.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, great.
Because I can read. I've worked out I can read. Not well, but I can read.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, well, there you go. So Sheila and Ranger Nick, please connect on the book that you've just won. Fantastic. Congratulations.
I put my email in the message there.
Put the email.
I put it in too. I wrote it on a bit of paper.
Fantastic. And Glenn, congratulations. So Glenn, you can choose from, you can have either a ticket to one of my, well, to my workshop, November 26th, the How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop, or you can, is Glenn still with us?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, you are there. There you are, Glenn. Fantastic. So you can have a ticket to the workshop. You can have a 45-minute media consultation with me, or we've got the curry kit with Ranger Nick, or a book with Ranger Nick as well. And I think that's about all we've got left.
Where's the book? Just out of curiosity.
What are the books again, Ranger Nick?
Yeah, the books are all based, they're recipe books, basically. The first one is You Should Be Walking With Me When I'm Walking By Myself. It's got a few yarns and that sort of thing. It's dedicated to my folks and my family. So it's very traditional type meals. The second one is Soul Food for the Non-Carnivorous Biped. So if you don't eat meat, that's something, and if you do, you can add meat to it. And the third book is A World of Dampers, 101 damper recipes, which I put together when I did the world record damper.
That's amazing. I think I would go with the damper book. Why not?
Good choice, Glenn. Good choice. The damper book. So we're going to see you in the next world record, Glenn, as well. We're going to see you getting the damper ready as well, hopefully, one day. You never know.
Not competitive in that sport, maybe.
Maybe we'll bring it to the Gold Coast. Take it from Charleville, bring it to the Gold Coast. We'll see. We'll see. Fantastic. Damper book. Congratulations, Glenn. And Brenda and Sheila. Now, you're our last two people. Rather than spinning the wheel, I am going to stop sharing and I'm going to offer both of you whatever you'd like, Sheila or Brenda. You can choose because you've been on the live Zoom and been with us today. Thank you so much for being here. So Brenda, what would you like as a prize?
Oh, I'm just happy to have anything, really. I think they're all wonderful gifts. I'd be excited to get anything.
Okay, well, what do you need right now, Brett? We've got the media workshop, media consultation. We've got a curry kit with Ranger Nick or one of his books.
I'm going to say a media consultation.
Good choice, Brenda. Okay, excellent. Media consultation. Not to say that anyone else's things aren't great, but yes, excellent choice. All right, well, we'll catch up, Brenda, after here. So Brenda and Glenn, media consultation. Fantastic. And Sheila, what would you like?
Well, I have had a media consultation, so I would love a book. So we will exchange books, Nick, so that'll be great. And you can surprise me with any one of those books.
I can surprise you. Right, no worries. Done and dusted, Sheila.
Fantastic. That's a wonderful exchange. See, it's a win-win. We're into win-win scenarios here. And if you give, you always will receive. It's just how the law of reciprocity goes. It's how the universe works. And you don't ever give to receive. It just works out that way. Okay. And it doesn't always work out you receive from the same people, but always give more than you receive to receive more than you give. And I always say too, there's no greater purpose than being of service. So it's been an absolute pleasure being of service tonight with you at the Mass Media Tribe event. Thank you so much, Sheila, for staying up with us. It must be 2 o'clock in the morning over there now in LA. Thank you so much. You're going to sleep really well after this. Thank you.
Hasn't even turned into a pumpkin yet.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sheila. Thank you for that. Anyone want to share final words before we wrap up the recordings and the live on? Any final words about what you got out of tonight, or just one action you're going to take on from tonight that you're going to do differently or do something new? Who'd like to share? Who'd like to share? Just put your hand up. Just go for it. No one's shy here, are we? Not shy on these Mass Media Tribe events. Brenda, yes, over to you.
I knew I would do that. I wasn't actually going to say anything, but I moved. realistically, I don't know. I just love that it doesn't matter where you are in the world. We are all still doing exactly the same thing. We are very normal, no matter what we are or where we are and where we're at. We all want something better for ourselves, for our lives, for our families. And we want everybody to share. Like I've never heard one person so far going, I'm so excited, this is all for me, and I'm not sharing with anyone. The more you have, the more you want to give, which is just beautiful. So I just think, go us. I'm actually glad we had sort of COVID a bit. It's been one of the nicest times to slow down. And I've enjoyed it immensely. So, I know that's really terrible, but I actually have. I thought, yay, I'd do it again. So, and it's been a pleasure meeting everyone tonight. And Sheila, love your story. Great story. Congratulations. Well done.
And can we see your face, Brenda? So people
know.
You're not naked there, are you, Brenda? Are you walking around naked talking to us here?
No, I am I'm in a sweaty pajama top.
Got it.
I'm in a bit in the dark, actually. I've been working from home, so I'm just in front of the computer and it's quite dark, and I'm just thinking, God, I better turn a light on and do dinner. But
that's all good, Brenda, all good. It's great to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining us. Who else would like to share what they get out of today? What are they taking on board? Who'd like to share? Just show of hands or unmute yourself. Jax, I can see you're unmuted.
Oh, sorry. I forgot what I was going to say. Thank you to Sheila. That's what I would like to say. Thank you for sharing, Sheila. It was really awesome. And I've had a look at your website, a little quick look, but I'll have a big look later. But thank you to everyone, really. It's always nice. I've seen Ranger Nick before.
Yes.
I would write one of your books too. It was a hard decision.
It's a hard head to forget, Jax, isn't it?
But thank you also, Aldwin, for putting this on. It was very good.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jax. Who else would like to share? What are you taking on board from this? We want action at the station. What are you taking on board? What did you learn? Ranger Nick, you're unmuted.
Yes, well, I'm looking forward to reading this book that's been written, so I've got some input. So books of the nature I find very interesting. Over the years, I've read a few, and more so because of hard times. You hit the rock wall or fall down the pit and got to dig yourself out and that sort of stuff. So that books like that actually are what prompted me to start reading. Up until I was around 30, I'd never read a book, like from start to finish. And in the last, and I'm not a competent reader by any means, but in the last 4 or 5 years, I've sort of read several books and never ever thought that I'd see myself doing it. I just used to go, well, I don't read. But now I grab books, especially ones of this nature, because I do find them very good for your personal self. I think you've always got something to learn from that. So I'm very much looking forward to having a look what you've actually got to say, because what Sheila's had to say tonight is very little as to what's going to be in that book, I'm sure. So I'm really looking forward to find out more of the guts of that. So I'm all abuzz.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ranger Nick. Thank you so much. And definitely check out Ranger Nick if you haven't already. He's a celebrity in his own right. Amazing guy. So make sure you check his stuff out. And his curries are amazing as well. So, yes, check him out. Ranger Nick.
Curry for dinner tonight. I can smell it. Beautiful. Vegetable. Yum. Into the vegetable curries tonight. Yep.
Yum, yum. Yum, you're going to make us all hungry.
When I visit, I'm going to visit everyone.
Thank you, Ranger Nick. Donna, Glenn, would you like to share something? Donna.
Yeah, I wrote down Plandemic, and I also wrote down One by One, but I didn't get the other name of the third.
Oh, Out of Shadows. Out of Shadows. You know what? I'm going to pop all the links underneath this live stream in the Mass Media Tribe group. I'm going to pop all the links for those 3 in there so that you can find them easily. One by One, Out of Shadows. Out of Shadows had like 10 million views in about a month. It just went crazy. Plandemic also went crazy. There's a Plandemic 1 and 2. They were banned on YouTube, but they are on BitChute and other platforms. So look up Plandemic. You'll be blown away by this information. I'll tell you what, once you open your eyes to this stuff and start to question things, there's no turning back. It's like the blue pill or the red pill. It's like the Matrix, right? Yeah. The ones with the masks at the moment, I go that blue pill, right? But I know. But the thing is, I know there's rules around the masks and all that, right? Of course, we must be respectful for some rules, right? However, just don't take it all on board, because it will affect your mental health, right? So it's important to just be very selective with your thoughts at this time, and do your own research so that you don't get bogged down with the drama, because you can see the ones that have been believing everything they're hearing, and they're just walking around like the Walking Dead. They're the ones that are out drinking a lot, gambling a lot, and probably suicidal, right? And we want to shift that. We want to turn that around. We want to have more people loving their life, being kind to themselves, kind to others, and looking for what we can be grateful for at this time. Such a simple thing. Gratitude. Step into gratitude as much as possible, and love. Love is the highest vibration on the planet, love and gratitude. So let's get into that a lot more. I don't know where my love heart's gone, but anyway, it's somewhere. Oh, my love heart's disappeared. Here it is. Love, spreading love across the nation. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Brenda, sharing the love heart. Beautiful. And Glenn, would you like to share what you got out of today? Thank you, Donna. And I'd love to hop on your event in 35 minutes time, Donna. So please send the link in Messenger. Thank you. Glenn, what did you get out of today?
I think I think the biggest reminder I got was to, of course, it's important to surround yourself with the right people, the right crowd, and just focus on them, because it's very easy to be, sucked into the negativity of others. But there's, a nice quote of wisdom, you're either a thermometer or a thermostat. And ask yourself that every time. You are the one that makes the temperature, or you suck in the temperature of other people.
Oh, wow. What a great analogy, Glenn. That's really poignant. Wow. Love that.
And of course, it's easy to be trapped, fall into the trap of being the thermometer all the time. Self-esteem issues and anxiety as well. Be your own hero, be your own star.
Extraordinary. Wow. Thank you for sharing, Glenn. That's really poignant. Love that. Now, just some dates for the diary. These aren't all announced online yet. Our next Mass Media Tribe event is going to be November 18, and it'll be 6 till 8 p.m. Queensland time. And that's with Jackie Everett on branding. Okay. Jackie Everett on branding. 6 to 8 p.m. Queensland time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, which 6 p.m. is like 20 minutes ago. So basically about this time, Wednesday, 18th November, 6 till 8 p.m. And then the next one after that, we have December 3. We will have a guest speaker. Now, we did have Lizelle Hartley. We're going to be changing that date. And we have December 17. We will have one as well. That one's going to be 7 till 9 Queensland time. It's going to be a later one. And that's with Christiana from Los Angeles about how to use social media for greatness. So there's just a few of our dates coming up. Keep an eye on the Mass Media Tribe group in the events section. Follow me on Eventbrite. Follow Aldwin Alternate. You'll get all our event updates in there, and also on Meetup as well. So please stay connected. Join in the Global Good News Challenge if you're up for it. If you want to feel better about your life, get into more gratitude, then please come and join us on the Global Good News Challenge. All the details pinned to the top of the page. Lots of love for you. Thank you so much, Sheila. You're amazing. Love your work. Please stay connected. If you want to be interviewed on Sheila's show, please connect with her. Sheila, pop the link in underneath this chat. That is wonderful. And let's all support each other. And remember to shine bright and light up all those around you. And as Gandhi says, be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you so much. Remember to save the chat. I will end the recording now and save the chat if you are on the live Zoom, so that you get everyone's contact details. So you just, to save the chat, just go to the chat section there, and you just go to the 3 little dots on the right where you go to type a message and save chat, okay? So has everyone got that? Save the chat off the chat area there at the bottom right, 3 dots, save chat. And you'll save the chat. If you haven't saved the chat, then reach out to me, send me a private message if you haven't been able to work that out, and I will send you the chat. Okay. And I'm going to hop on Donna's event now in about half an hour. So looking forward to that. And it is free, she said, for everyone who would like to hop on the first event. So look forward to that. I'll be on there in about half an hour. And sleep well, Sheila. 2:30 in the morning now for you, almost. Sleep well. Thank you so much. Any final words, anyone? Or we all good to rock and roll? All good? Excellent. Share your links, support each other. Lots of love. Love you. God bless. Take care. And we'll see you again at an event soon.
Bye.
for now.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
All right.
Bye.